So for the people that don't know you, who are you, and do you mind just giving them a brief introduction?
Yes, so my name is Tickner. I've been making content for 13 or 12 years now on social media. Started just in the fitness industry because I wanted to connect with other people, and then I turned that into an info coaching business, scaled that, and then for the last 6 or 7 years, I've been helping people scale their own info coaching businesses using social media. So it's been a pretty fun journey.
Amazing.
So I'm here from England actually, but living in Dubai, wow. I moved there 6 years ago in 2020. Dubai was the best place during those times. Everything was like open. How was it in South Africa? Like it was all open there.
2020?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
No, that was pretty locked up, yeah. Like they were pretty, we couldn't go outside, like we couldn't even buy any food. Like it was not good. Yeah.
Like basically, my dad would go out in like that suit, and like go to checkers and like.
No way.
Yeah.
So Dubai was like paradise. I think that's where Dubai like really had its uptake because so many people moved there because you could go to these bars, these beach clubs, everything was popping.
Wow, really?
Sweden was the same, wasn't it?
I do not know because I was in Dubai having the time of my life, and so many entrepreneurs were moving there. And so at that point, I'd already been having like an online coaching business for about 7 years or something by the time.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, like I was studying in the fitness industry, scaled that thing, moved into like business scaling, social media, and all that fun stuff. But Dubai like really taught me a lot about like the type of success that you really can build, but maybe even to a degree where it was a little toxic. Because then you get into your mind like all you need to be doing all the time is like working.
Yeah.
So over the last few years, I've like really just asked myself, what do I actually really want? And that's basically been the journey that I've been going on.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
I heard on a video you said that with the fitness stuff, like when you started that, no one was really like, no girls were really doing it. Even like tracking calories or lifting was kind of weird or something.
I was always the only girl in the gym.
Yeah.
And like, when I started my fitness account, that was 13 years ago. Okay. And so I think I was 16. Yeah, I was 16 at the time. And I just remember the guys from my school found my account somehow, even though it was like anon and it was private, but somehow they found it. And I walked into school, so I was still at school, and it just went silent in this like sort of sixth form center, which is where you kind of hang out at lunch and stuff. And it's because everyone was just like showing my Instagram.
And I posting content back in the day was like, yo, this
like
girl or guy is weird.
Yeah.
Now if you have social media, it's like
it's cool.
Everyone's flocking to you.
Yeah, it was so weird.
Changed.
Yeah, but it only became like cool, I'd say like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
I think from 2020. And so it was for me like this kind of crisis of, do I actually pursue my passion, or do I let the people around me who are not where I want to be hold me back? So for a couple of months it really stunted me, and I didn't keep posting. I actually deleted the account for a bit, but I put it on like an archive mode or something. And then I was able to restore it because I realized no, like I want to connect with these other girls that are into like health and fitness, which was like the main priority I had back then, to better myself. And I'm so glad I did, because being in that environment of like health and fitness, you start to notice a pattern that a lot of the people who are posting about that online, they're posting about it because they have a business. I didn't realize at the time, I was just posting because I liked posting and I wanted to make friends. And so then eventually, like as the audience built, I realized like, wow, like I can actually sell something to these people. And it's crazy. I remember there was one day when I was in uni and I launched a PDF, like an ebook, and I made £20,000 in a day.
In a day.
What age were you?
I was 19.
19.
That's like insane.
It gives
selling a PDF.
It gives me goosebumps, guys. Like I was, and by the way, that's more money that I made in a day than I made in the previous year in its entirety, because I had a corporate job the year before.
Yeah.
Just from having this audience.
What was like your payment process? Was Stripe even available?
Yeah, I think it was Stripe.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah. I was in the UK, but I had a US LLC. So
Okay. Wow.
Smart like that.
And how did you get into like the entire gym? I think you were sponsored by Gymshark. That's insane. People dream about doing that. I mean, that's how Andrew and I. And it seems like all of us have a very similar trajectory, right? Like
crazy,
get jacked, get rich, and then like get married or something. I don't know. So, but yeah, how did you get into Gymshark?
So I was posting this fitness content, and one day, actually, that's where I met Iman.
Okay. Oh,
with the fitness stuff.
I met Iman at a Gymshark meetup, and I was wearing this like Gymshark shirt, and Ben Francis, the founder of Gymshark, was there, and then like Dan Crane, who used to be the head of partnerships, was there, and Dan and I had been like having some banter on Instagram. Anyway, these are all like UK guys, And I just got there, I was like chatting, you know, I posted on social media, so loads of my followers came to this meetup. And I think they realized like I had like a pretty engaged
How many
audience.
followers did you have at that time?
Dude, it's so, I don't
Couldn't even
know,
know.
maybe 60,000?
Okay.
But
okay.
60,000 followers back,
Okay, yeah, like
That's insane.
yeah.
yes.
And if it's like predominantly local people as well, like I mean,
In
the
the
following
fitness
there is
space.
that you know that we have. I mean, you have 31K. It's double that.
60,000 followers 10 years ago was, I'd say, the equivalent of like 1 million now.
Yeah.
For sure, because I look at people, I have a lot of clients that have maybe that size following, and I look at the type of sway they have, and I just always compare it to
Okay.
what I knew from back then from me and my friends who had a way smaller audience. There was way less competition back then. So when you posted something and said
Yeah,
something,
yeah.
you had actually a lot more influence. Like they call it an influencer, right? I hate this word, but facts, like
That is
you
what it
post
is.
something and the outcome that you get through that post, how it changes what people do or their thoughts, makes them think, makes them feel something, right? Like in my opinion, like that's a measure of your success if you're trying to play this game. And so yeah, like back then it was insane. So Iman was there, by the way, with his video camera. Guys, he was
Vlogging.
No way.
he was vlogging.
Was he vlogging?
He was vlogging.
You got him back in his like year arc. Like that was like how old was he then? Oh, how old is he now? 26.
Yeah, 26.
I think it was 16.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
okay.
I literally couldn't believe this guy. Like I said to him, whoa, like I remember vividly saying to him, you're gonna be so successful.
Oh, really?
Because to me, he was a little kid, you know?
Yeah.
And so I just followed him and stayed in touch with him. And a couple of years after that, actually, he ran my ads. Because my revenue was like very much like up and down because I didn't,
Oh, wow. So
I
you
didn't,
had him for a while.
yeah. I didn't think about it like my revenue, right? I just thought like, cool, I have this PDF and
Let's go.
I post it
I want to
and
sell more.
that's it. No, I didn't think about it like that.
Wow.
So I told him about it and I saw he was like running this ads and stuff. I was like, hey, you know, I have this thing. I'm thinking about maybe like doing a bit more coaching and stuff like that. And he was like, you could easily be making like 40 to 60,000 a month, pounds. And I was like, what? Like every month, you know? Because I didn't think about it like a business. And so only through him all the way back then.
So that sort of
did I have
triggered
that.
something for you.
Yes, crazy.
That's kind of when the online. What did you do before that? Like any corporate jobs?
I
Or
did
was
a
it
corporate
straight-
job for a year straight after school in asset
Okay.
management. And then I quit that early to do the fitness stuff. And then I went to uni after this. My order's really weird. Like, because I did the corporate job, then I quit, did my fitness stuff,
Yeah.
went to uni,
Often.
Wow. Yeah.
did the
okay.
fitness stuff at uni, and then quit uni.
Oh wow.
But I also had to do a placement at an influencer marketing agency as well. So it's like all weird in a funny order, but that's just how it was for me.
Oh, wow.
Because I didn't know what I was doing. So I was just like taking these things as they came to me.
Yeah, there was no Alex emoji back then.
Yeah.
No, he was definitely. Well, he wasn't the most. It wasn't as big. As
Well, he
it is
was
right
also
now.
in the come up then, right?
It's crazy, yeah.
What was your like mindset in that moment, right? Because I think maybe this is something a lot of people can relate to watching this. Like they in the process of finding it's easy to connect it also looking back, right? Now it might make sense, right? But in the moment it might feel chaotic. What am I doing? Where's this going? I'm feeling confused, lost. What was sort of your North Star in that moment?
Because I'm gonna be honest, all I cared about was going to the gym
Okay.
and making content.
Real.
I wasn't
Real.
thinking about making a business at all. It was not my priority. I just wanted to like connect with the girls, you know, put out content that was gonna help them. And then I slowly but surely I realized like this is actually crazy. Like the fact that I don't have to bartend. I don't have to be a waitress. I don't have to I don't have to go and get a job. And I think the main realization for me was like when I decided to quit uni, it wasn't even like, is this gonna be a downward consequence for me? No, it was like, I'm gonna make this work no matter what, and I'm gonna figure out a way to make sure that this is consistent for the rest of my life so that this isn't a major mistake that I've made dropping out. Because in the end, right, if you think about it, if you have nothing, you have nothing to lose.
Exactly.
And so I didn't have the degree. I didn't, you know, have an idea of what I wanted my career to be. And if it didn't work and I quit my corporate job, I could just go back to the corporate job.
Yeah.
And so when people are scared to like start entrepreneurship, I think in the end, like okay, of course there are some outlier people who don't have some ability to do this, but like I think at least for most of the people that are probably watching this, right?
Yeah.
Like worst case
Yeah.
is you can just go and stay at your parents' house
Yeah.
for a couple more years. It sucks. You maybe not going to be able to like get a boyfriend or a girlfriend
Yeah.
like at that time, but you shouldn't be doing that anyway if you're trying to build something, right? You should be focusing. And so as soon as I had those realizations, I just thought, well, there's nothing to lose for me here. And there's a lot of potential right now. So let's just go for it and see what happens. And I made it my mission to just connect with as many people as I could. So I traveled all around the world, going to events, learning.
Okay.
I was actually like in the same mastermind as Hormozy, like, and so was learning from all these types of people. And then I realized like, oh, I actually need to have like a consistent sales process. It wasn't common knowledge back then.
Yeah.
It's funny, like, you know this Midwood meme where it's like in the middle, after like this dumb person in the front, and then like this sage in the back, and then the middle people. In the beginning, it's like, you know, it's like just post content and give value, and then the sage is also like post content, give value, and the middle was like all this kind of stuff, like,
Optimize ads, fucking organic content, like it's
just putting stuff out there, giving value, and you'll get value in return.
Yeah.
It's so real. like it's funny
You'll
because
come back to the start.
it's true because all that stuff though, like whatever strategy you commit to is gonna work.
Oh, fully believe that. I mean, we had, I mean, between Andrew and myself, Andrew more predominantly, we invested way too much in mentorship. I don't think you can really say that, but I think just in the short term, the money could have been
I
stored
also
a bit
learned
better.
what not to do, which is also
so
important.
technically it's valuable, but like in a span of 3-4 months, we had 4 mentors giving us 4 different opinions on how to run our school community. One was like monthly recurring, one was high ticket, one was low ticket, one was mid ticket doing weekly webinars, one was monthly webinars doing high. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, but at the end of the day, all of them are extremely successful. It's just a different approach on how they go about doing business. And for us, it was more about testing things and then seeing what resonates with how we want to do business.
Yeah, it's so real. It's so real because like in the beginner stage, I think there is a playbook to follow, and if you pick one playbook and stick to it, it works.
Yeah.
But then after you get to like in rand, I don't know what it is, but like $10,000 a month,
Yeah.
Like
roughly.
160k.
Okay, yeah, 150, 160k per month, rand. Then it's actually very much a case of like kind of doing more of what you already did. But you can get really tempted and lured in by like all these different things. And so for example, like with me, I remember being at a mastermind one time and we were all going around the room. Like I was so insecure to be there because all these guys had like multiple 8-figure companies, like all of them. And I was there like, man, I don't even know what exactly it was back then. And I wasn't spending any money on ads, nothing, 0, because my ad account was banned for like years. Like it was this whole thing, I couldn't get it fixed. And anyways, so I was there, like they were going around their problems, their goals, and I realized like I'm making more profit than pretty much all of them.
Isn't that the same realization? Well, this was also in like the same, the Sam Avansi also did like the masterminds. I think Iman came to the same conclusion. I think Sam was making like $36 million a year, but only like 3 million in profit or something.
Oh, because he's probably,
And then he was like, yo, wait, all this headache for like 1% margins, or like 2-3% margins. And now this is why he pivoted more to like organic, and that's also why you're mostly organic now as well.
Yeah, I mean we run ads as well, but like it's
in the beginning it was almost all organic.
It was all organic. It was totally all organic, and I obviously then for a while I had Iman running my ads for me, but then I realized like to be fair for me, what works better for me even back then was the organic stuff, and so it's just funny because I think it's so easy to compare like your revenue to someone else's, but in the end like you don't have a clue what's going on behind the scenes. I mean, it's so interesting when you speak to people, even now, right? They'll be making like $800,000 a month, right? Like even more potentially.
Yeah, 1.6 million rand.
Yeah, but and sometimes no more.
No, it's 15, 16 million. 16 million.
Yeah. A month.
How is
a month, but their half of that is going to their team costs. 25% of that is then going to ads. And the rest of it is just like softwares and admin and legal. And then they're barely left with anything, right? And so then you have to ask yourself, like, what business model do I want? Like, that's why for me, like, I personally really like the model where you're working with like a smaller group of like more high caliber clients. Like, I really prefer that. But then I also like selling on the complete other end of it, like super low ticket stuff.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Yeah. And they don't usually overlap that much, to be fair. And I'm okay with that. But because for me, I'm able to then run it with like a really lean team and have the lifestyle that I want.
Yeah, one thing I realized is you need to play games that you can win. For example, like I did the whole high ticket coaching. You know, if I really maybe tried, probably could have figured it out, but it's not the game I'm going to win, like really like win at it. And the game we can win is more lower ticket, mass volume. So like with all these things, it's like you need to test it for yourself. Like the best way to learn is to do.
Totally.
And you just figure it out by doing.
Fully agree, because like you get into this, analysis paralysis, right? Or like it's always like, oh, I need to know, like, I mean, that's why we spend so much on mentorship. Right?
Because we were kind of clueless.
Well, that as well, because obviously, like we benefit so much in the beginning from it. I mean, it's not that we didn't benefit from all of them, but we knew what we really needed to do, but we were like, but maybe there's just one thing I still need to know before I can really, you know. Meanwhile, just doing more consistently, maybe with a bigger team, and maybe, you know, like it's you sort of know what you need to do. But for us, like, I think what's going to help with us a lot is just adding more money models, like Alex says. So I think we're doing a lot more mid-ticket stuff right now. So what I just said now, doing like a mass market volume, low-ticket thing is going to do really well, especially in our market.
You got a free one at the moment.
Yeah.
But adding like you said there when we were chatting before, you know, it's difficult to sell the whole mindset thing, but that's really what they need.
Yes.
You know,
what they need.
that is really what they need, but it's difficult to sell that.
Yeah.
So you position it differently, and you can sell it for like a, you know, couple $100, and that will crush.
Yeah.
And you kind of like, the cool thing is you're creating your future clients.
Yeah. Well, what I like to do is I like to take the program and I like to break it out
Oh my word.
across the funnel.
Speaking our language.
Yeah. So then, for example, like instead of having like, I don't know, $200 course or $500, right? Like you have like a $27 front end, and that actually converts really well on ads.
Really?
Yeah. And then from there, then you have like an order bump that's like another 27 to like $100. And then the next program is like 97 or like 197. And then after that, another similar price to that. And then you take that $500 thing and you've just like splintered it out into 4 different products. And then I like to basically mix and match it, because from that 4 different products, you can essentially like, there's probably 16 different ways to formulate that funnel, because you can reorder the different products.
Interesting.
Yeah, so this is how we scale up low ticket funnels.
Have you done that for
really
Have you done
cool.
that for yourself?
For myself, yeah. And on clients, I have like an inner circle, which is like my high ticket thing, like high ticket. And so on that, then I share this like type of thing with those clients. I don't teach this type of model because it's a bit complicated for a lot of people. But when you guys have like the kind of ability to dominate the market like you can, it's like such a sick model, because you can also just like send this to your email list and just be like 50% off. And there's like 4 products, it's 50% off. And as soon as they buy one, boom, now they see the next 3.
Is this all in school? You can probably do it.
I just have them through
How
high
do
level.
you do
Yeah.
it? Go high level.
We just run it through high level, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Just like the products and the automations on the back end there. Yeah. It's actually sick. Like you can, because that's how I've been able to actually make low ticket like super profitable for us.
Wow. I see. Instead of like a low ticket MRR community, which is like hell.
Yeah, like we have one is like $333 a month.
Okay.
But there's also like a 1K USD like sign up fee basically.
Okay.
But because you know how everyone's always talking about, you know, if you want to run, I don't know, let's say like a low ticket funnel, you want to try and like break even on and liquidate that ad spend, or even like 0.5x ROAS on the front end, you can make it on the back end, right? But oftentimes they're talking about it through the lens of like making it up on the upsells in the funnel, like from the ads, they buy the first product. No, I think about it like make it up from the launches that you do to the email list. Because then you launch these little mini products out to the email list. And guys, you can make, I mean, it depends on your email list size.
You've got like 11,000 people email list.
Oh my God, guys, like.
Is that a lot?
That's for this type of thing. And yeah I mean, because think about it, most of those
crazy
people.
open rate as well.
What is it?
I don't know. No, I think it's like a 28%.
Yeah, but that's good now. Like it's really good. Yeah, because now like even 15% is pretty standard.
Yeah, and our ICP, I just don't believe uses emails anymore. Like it's just too.
Well, but if you've got 28%,
No,
they do.
I know. Oh, yeah, it's just true, I guess. Yeah.
But you can also text those low ticket offers out as well.
I'm trying to figure out how can we create like a WhatsApp, because in South Africa everybody uses WhatsApp.
That's true.
That was actually massive with our event that completely failed. YouTube just took off the video. You can't fucking believe it.
Did you guys ever figure out why?
Still not. We it's
That's so
YouTube's what do you call it?
Matrix
like,
altogether.
they what do you call it? Like the people that get back to you or whatever. It just sucks. It's completely terrible. I don't
They
think
need AI.
Oh, they do. They really do. But anyways, the numbers look really well. Like on the event, we had like 500 people live from the first hour, and after like an hour, we had like 1,000, a bit of change as well on watching it.
Crazy. That's great.
And I think a big thing for us was having the WhatsApp group, and then having people being notified and followed up on them on WhatsApp groups, which was pretty cool.
Right.
So I'm trying to figure out how can we go about doing that with the email list and taking those numbers, because we have all the details. So but I think let's go back to meeting Iman, because you were, we obviously saw you get an Emos mastermind. How does that feel? Seeing him from 16 and then going into his mentorship how is it?
And even him seeing you.
Yeah, like I think I always was watching what he was doing, right? Like what's he up to? And I think it was really interesting how he just blew up on YouTube. I think it was like within 1 year, he just blew up. Like I think he added 2.5 million subs.
I was literally when he
started.
Really?
He was one of the editors.
Right, true. Yeah. So that's insane, like what was going on there. Yeah. And so I just thought, like, as I was watching on the sidelines, like this is interesting. So then I just hit him up and I was like, yo, can you help with the YouTube thing? And they're like, yeah. I was like, okay, cool, like how much? And then he was like, this is it. And then I jumped in, yeah. It was very
You had a very big team back then, didn't you?
Well, not when I joined with Iman.
Okay, but you did have a big team.
Oh my god, it was.
Take us to that journey. Take us to that.
Okay.
Because we may be going through something similar.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that like smaller team and then expand and then smaller team.
Yeah.
Like
we in the process of building a big team
and like what would you say regarding that?
Okay.
And just
in 2020, I had 47 employees and we had so much going on because there was like constant sales calls, right? Constant setting, so many clients to deal with.
How many closes do you have?
I had a sales team of 12.
Goodness.
Sure.
Yeah, so you have to think though, in 2020, like loads of people were moving online. So it was like a very interesting time for me because I was already online for years. That's what I already knew, right? And so it's kind of like with AI now, like we've been all over AI for like 3 years already at this point. And so now we're basically kind of copying the model that we did in 2020.
You are ahead of the curve.
Massively ahead of the curve, yeah. And so, so I had like, I don't know, it was kind of like bureaucratic organization it ended up becoming like. It was so corporate. I really hated it because I wasn't able to do the things that I wanted to do as a founder anymore. And like everything was just slow. It took so long to get done and we didn't really like need it. You know what I mean? Like, okay, sure, at one moment, like we had all these sales calls and all this stuff, but then it's because I wasn't making time to think about how to automate and optimize things because I was so busy. And maybe more than busy, I was just like energetically exhausted. Like I was exhausted all the time. I'd wake up on Slack and have 99 plus every day.
Goodness.
And I didn't have...
all your cortisol just breaking up.
I didn't have clients on Slack. That was all from my team.
Wait, what was your offer back then?
Scale your online coaching business.
Oh, okay.
Same thing. I've been doing this for quite a while now. And so I then just pretty much had to ask myself, like, do I even want to keep running this business? Okay, because I hated it. It was so tiring. It was exhausting, but I loved helping the clients and I loved making the content. And so like the only way I could actually get out of this mess is to like basically just go cold on like answering all these quick questions from my team all the time. And then I put like basically a general manager in place who they would go to first, who would then route things to me. And then I would go through and answer all those things once a day. And that gave me the headspace to actually look at things from a outside perspective. And so then I realized like, okay, we have, I think on my coaching team back then, we're like 14 or something. I don't even, it was always like, there were some people who were like a little bit part-time and some people who were doing like community calls, something like that. So I'd be like, okay, on this team, what are they actually doing? Because I trust people, by the way, but I didn't verify. And then I learned you must trust, but also verify. Because I went in and I looked, and like for example, 3 of these guys who are on 6-figure salaries USD, by the way, they were just doing absolutely jack diddly, right? In England, that means just almost nothing. just in case. And sure, they were coming in and maybe if a client like had a question, right, they'd jump on a call with them. And then I watched some of the call recordings. And like this call could have been 2 minutes and it was like an hour. And so it was just a complete waste of time. And it honestly, like I felt this feeling in my stomach of like, what have I done?
And also like frustration as well. I would feel mega frustration. Like paying them.
It was that trust, right? Like it's like you would think it would be reciprocated. I think it's the right word, right?
Yeah, but I didn't feel like that because I knew it was my fault.
Okay.
Because as a business owner, if your employees mess up, it's your fault. You have to take ownership because you didn't train them and make it clear as to what the outcomes need to be. And so I had given them way too much freedom and I'd let them just do whatever they wanted to do. And because of that, I realized like it's just costing me hundreds of thousands of dollars a year because of me. Like it's my fault.
And you also think it's like you think they think like you. Like you,
Yes.
like you work all the time. So like they'll also work all the time and like do the best they can because you're so diligent and you put in all this effort. You would think they would do it as well.
But most people aren't like that, right?
Yeah.
And so that was basically when I made a decision. Okay, I have to restructure this whole company. And it didn't happen just like that, right? Like you don't go from 47 employees to 4 employees like in a day. No, like it was over 3 years. Slowly,
I know
but
someone
surely.
where it happened in a day.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, but also, it just depends, right? Because also, like, if I'd have done that, like, there would have been real problems because, like, we had a lot of clients at that time and even still now, right? And so we had to slowly but surely, like, build the systems, put it in place so that then, like, now, for example, like, my team, their output is insane. Why? They're AI equipped.
That's probably so cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how big is the team at the moment?
It's just
Oh wow.
And can you like say like one closer or what's like the structure?
No, so I don't actually believe personally anymore, like in this kind of old school model of like you need a setter and you need a closer. No, because with AI, right, like it's just unnecessary. Because if you actually think about it, right, let's just say you want to make, I don't know, 150,000 rand a month, or like 1.5 million rand a month. Let's say the goal is 1.5 million rand a month, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It's too hard for me. I need to do it in dollars. Sorry.
That's fine.
Okay. I don't do this public math, okay? It's just gonna be embarrassing. I'm just a girl. Okay, so it's like, let's say you want to make 100K US, right?
Yeah.
And like, let's say your offer is like 2K, okay? And then you need 50 sales in a month, okay? So in a week, it's like what, 12, 13 sales, okay? Then you times that by like 3, it's like 26 sales calls, okay? Yeah, maybe that's like a full-time closer. Me, I'm not dealing in the 2K price point, right? Like I'm dealing in like $10,000 and more. And so like for me, I just don't need a closer.
And one thing, do you always do like pay in fulls? Because like then you can do like, you know, autistic math and be like, oh, pay in full 60% and then other payment plans and.
Yeah, no,
or
I'd say it's like
roughly math.
Most of our clients do pay in full just because our payment plans aren't good, and we do that on purpose because then they pay.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But again,
It's definitely better.
I'm not dealing with like beginners. Like right now in this business, like I'm dealing with people that most of the time are already making 6 figures USD per year already at least. Some of them are already on 7, some are even at 8 figures. That's a very small group of them. But I just share that because they have the money. Like we never have this objection, I don't have the money. That's just not the objection that we get. Our objection is more about like, as the business owner, do I have time for this? Is this the right strategy for me? Right? It's more like, it's just a different objection, right? And it has the same amount of negative consequence, okay? It's just a different one. So anyways, like back to my point, no, for me, I have, so how the team looks, right? I have one person full-time tech, all things tech, automations. So anytime we notice something like inefficient, then we're gonna fix it with tech. Always, like we'll always think about a tech solution before who do we need to hire.
Okay.
If then
really cool.
we can't solve it, then essentially like I have an operations manager who takes care of the hiring. So operations manager is also making sure that like all the clients are dealt with, which are update on payments. Anytime that we need to, like as I mentioned, like strategically go and look for a great partnership or a hire, something like that. And then from there, like there's me, right? Which I guess I'm like number 5, but I'm doing, content, stuff like this. Coaching clients. I'm kind of just doing like random stuff to connect dots, honestly. Like I don't necessarily have like a role.
Yeah.
I'm like looking at everything and deciding like what offers do we want to make next. And then I have one girl who's basically on content. She's making all the content, posting all the content. She also does coaching. So she's full-time coaching all the clients. And then we have Seta.
Okay.
Yeah, Seta, who also does the closing.
Okay, so it's
DM closing.
DM and sometimes sales calls, but we also run events. And so we close a lot of a big influx on the event.
I remember now, yeah.
And then in the meantime, like if we need to do closing, then she'll just jump on calls with them.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like for example, she closed 2 last week and like she's barely done any closing like that outside of the event time. So that was pretty cool that she was doing that now.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Like, how do you think? Like, do you think it will be in the? I think Naval said this tweet where he said that in the person he hopes there's going to be 8 billion companies.
Oh.
Yeah.
Now, when he said that, I'm like, okay, who's going to pay who? Yeah.
Yeah.
What's happening here? But like, how do you see that kind of emerging? Obviously, you are way more into the AI and like doing more research on that. Like, how do you see AI emerging? What will you even be necessary? Like, is there going to be like a YouTube Lauren?
Oh well, it's crazy like what you can already do with AI. Am I even real?
Yeah.
It's all AI.
No, so I think that it's, I don't know, like AI, I think it's kind of like if you think about the internet and how people adopted the internet, right? There's a lot of people who jumped on it to make money online, but then a lot of people, they just use it to buy stuff and consume.
Yeah.
So I think it's, I don't know, I don't believe that people are motivated enough to like make their own businesses.
Okay.
I just don't believe it.
Yeah. It's like,
So the few that are succeeding right now will just succeed more.
I think
so.
the gap is just widening more and more.
Because if you think about it, right, like the output that my team can get done is more than when we had 47 people.
Yeah.
Because our
like
revenue.
10x more, basically.
That's correct, yeah. Well, actually, yeah. And like for me personally, I mean, I literally just took 2 complete months off.
Yeah.
I did a couple of client coaching calls, like group coaching, and nothing changed.
Yeah.
Because they're still running things just with the AI. And then if I really need to get something, right, then they can just ping me. But I have a process where like, if they bring me a problem, they bring me 2 solutions. So instead of being like, how do I do this?
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's like, okay, here's my problem. I can't figure out what to respond to this client because they're stuck with this specific thing. The first thing that I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tell them to go click this link in the portal and then watch that training video and then do this action item. That's my first option. The reason why I think that's good is because whatever the reason they think it is, and then they do a second version of that as well. So then I can see what are the 2 solutions they bring me and why do they think they should do those things, and I can correct their thinking. So I don't have to then just answer their question. If someone on my team brings me a question, I tell them, do not ask me this question. I want to hear from you. What's the problem? What are the 2 solutions that you think it should be? And stop being lazy. I'll say that.
I'm going to implement that.
And they love it, by the way, because they're A players. They're A players. They hate when I baby them. If I baby them, they're going to freak out.
Yeah.
No, they want to think for themselves.
But also people who you baby, like I don't think they're gonna make it.
Yeah.
Like when you need your own motivation, like you need someone to stand next to you and like Jocko Willing style tell you to get up and do the work. Like I don't know if you're gonna make it. You need your own like drive.
Yeah, but it's a different thing between an entrepreneur and an employee. Like an entrepreneur is self-motivated and an employee, like it's okay if you want to be an employee, like that's fine. You know, there's certain times where I'm sure all of us, like we go to sleep at night and you think, but why?
No, sometimes we wish we can.
Because then we don't have to think about everything, right?
Yeah, like fuck that, I don't want to, it's too much.
Exactly, because the pressure is so much. And every day you wake up, like imagine your YouTube thing went down, right? Imagine your Instagram went down and your paid, your ads thing, like if it all, you know, and so there's always that pressure because you have to like go out and fend for yourself. And so for me though, I'm okay with that, right? I'm used to it now, I've been doing it a long time and it's fine.
Way too deep in now.
But I think we love problems because for some other reason when we pursue through it and we overcome it, I feel stronger, I feel better, I feel like a self-love. You know, maybe that's virtue signaling, and maybe that's a. Oh, did you watch the podcast with Alex Hormozy and Tony Robbins, or not yet?
I haven't seen it. It's always at the top of my YouTube. It's a sign.
So it's
definitely the best one I've watched this year.
He's challenging Alex on like his entire like work
like Alex wore a jean in that video, so like
you know
Alex,
he was real.
He wore a jean in that video.
Okay.
So it's like, but it's definitely a different kind of. It's not the usual Alex you see, because usually Alex is like the one, you know, like saying, you know, throwing these demands out. But on that video, he was like the
submissive one, but like he's the one like being.
But Tony was also like 7 foot tall. It's like this big guy just telling you.
But he's also like he's been in the space, right? Like he's the pioneer in this like entire self-improvement psychology movement and whatever.
It was cool seeing Alex on the other side, like actually taking in.
I'll check it out after we're done here, but Tony Robbins is such a G. Like you can't deny it because people don't realize that he has his trainings and stuff, but he's like part of more than 100 businesses or something.
Like I think around 14 making $12 billion a year.
I went through this thing where, you know, when I started in the self-improvement space, like way back, that's like when I just started in the gym, I used to watch like, I think it was Tony Robbins and Gary Vee. That was like the closest to that got me into the space. And then like when I sort of transitioned out of that, I almost like, because then it went into like, I think it was like First Man and Hamza, and then it was Charlie Morgan and Iman Gatsi, and then, you know, like, and then Alex Hormozy. But now it sort of went full circle. I'm going back to the previous 2 that I went to. It's almost like, you know, if you go from 0 to 10K, everyone has sort of similar mentors. And then from 10 to 50, it's like, you know, similar. When you go past, like, you know, you tend to, it's all sort of similar people you look up to and you look down on when you are in certain situations. I don't know.
So, no, I know what you mean though as well, because I think when you get to a certain level, you respect people that you maybe thought their stuff was like basic or something. Because you can model them. That's it.
100%.
You're able to look at it not by what they're saying, but by what they're doing. So I always look at what people are doing, not what they're saying. Because oftentimes they'll say things, right? And okay, sure, that's fine. But I look at how did they present themselves? Like, how did they formulate that reel, right? How did they make their thumbnail or something like that? Because then you can actually dissect it and then figure out, okay, what's this doing for their business?
That's the main thing. You are watching it from a creator's point of view, not a consumer's point of view.
And also with Tony Robbins, I'm like,
it's kind of your like awakening in a sense.
Yes. That's so true.
It's like it's difficult to explain, but you like.
It's like when you watch your breath rather than breathe.
Yeah. Not everyone watching is conscious.
Conscious of the breathing. That's a cool way to look at it. And also back to like the Tony Robbins thing, like in the beginning, I really liked how he was conveying ideas because he made very complex terms seem simple and easy to understand.
That's the skill.
And of course. But then when I sort of transitioned out of that, I'm like, you just speak about basic stuff. Like, what is this all about? It's like a low ticket math market. I'm like, this is not really all that. And now, being sort of a bit more in the space, I realized, that is the skill, right? Is being able to do that. There might be like 10,000 other self-transcendent moments that I'll go through, forward. But it's really cool. I want to get back to the team section. You mentioning having an A player team, great team. How do you go about keeping them motivated and incentivizing them to work hard, right? Obviously, you mentioned now being a founder and an entrepreneur. If it's your business, you have a bit more pride, right? It's your business, it's your baby. You're going to work a bit harder, right? How do you incentivize that team to be as motivated or similarly motivated as you?
Yeah, I mean, A players, they love to get stuff done. That's the thing. And so they take pride in their work, right? But they need an outcome. And so when you give them an outcome and a KPI, so they know exactly where they need to get to and then also what success looks like, then they're gonna win, right? As long as they've got the training and the resources necessary in order to be successful. So for example, like let's say you tell a salesperson that they need to get 10 sales that week, right? If there's not the leads to get it and they don't know how to get the leads, then you're setting them up to fail, right? So then it's your duty as a company to supply them with the leads and supply them with the training they need in order to work those leads or get more leads if they need to. And the goal has to be realistic as well. So like I always just make sure that with every single person on my team, they know exactly where we're going. They know what success looks like, they know the outcome that I'm looking for, and they have KPIs to strive for. And then I have them all do a weekly report. So basically all of them will have the KPI that they're working on and then the progress towards the KPI. Okay. So like for example, last week, right? One of the goals for one of the girls that I told you is that she gets 3 sales on our $12,000 program every week, right? Like that's just the goal. And last week she hit 2, right? And so I said to her, I was like, well, what are we gonna do next week in order to actually hit that goal this coming week ahead, right? Because I wasn't happy that it wasn't hit. And so I'm not like, you're so bad, you did it. It's not like that, no. I'm just like commenting back to her, being like, okay, thanks for the transparency. What are you gonna do next week in order to make sure that you hit the goal? Because she kind of wrote a little answer as to what she's gonna do next week, but it wasn't detailed enough for me. Okay. And so I always, if they don't hit their KPI, I get them to write down how they're gonna make sure that they do hit it next week. Because then, if it's not what I think is right, as to what they're planning to do next week, I can then correct them. Okay. And so that's how I'm able to kind of like course correct things. Yeah. You know. Yeah.
And do you? How long do you like? Let's say they miss their KPI like 2 times or like 2 weeks in a row. Like, do you then get very strict with your response? And like over the 3rd time, then we're gonna have to look at getting somebody else. So how do you go about doing that?
No, I'll never fire someone that quickly. Like it's gonna be more like if they don't hit their KPI, it depends really what the KPI is, right? Okay. Something like sales, if they don't hit it 2 weeks in a row, like I'll jump on a call with them and be like, hey, like what's going on? Okay. Is it an issue with leads? Because if I see that there's maybe not enough leads, right, then obviously like we need to do something about the marketing, which I'm also taking control of, is the marketing. So I'll have to fix something there, right? Usually it's not the case though. Usually it's something personal. You know, someone's died on their family or something's going on for them, they're stressed, like just some underlying health condition that they hadn't told us about otherwise. And so like, for example, like one of the girls on my team, right, she just got pregnant. And so it's like, So I was like, why is stuff keep getting dropped, you know?
Yeah.
And it's because she's pregnant and she wasn't telling us because it was like a high risk pregnancy because she has like some condition with her ovaries and something like that. So yeah, so basically with that, then obviously like it'll be like, well, are you meant to be working right now? She's like, no. I'm like, okay, well, we need to have a very serious conversation about this because like I don't want to put your health at risk. Because your health always comes first, right? And so like we have that conversation, how we can make a plan for her to not have to work for like the next few months. Okay, pain in the ass, but it's just the reality of running the business. So now I have to look for someone who I can hire out in the meantime. And yeah, that's basically what's happening right now. But I wouldn't have known if I just saw her numbers were like failing all the time. You have to jump on a call with them and be like, hey, like what's going on? And just have like a human to human conversation. Because in the end, right, they're people, right? They're only working in your company because like they need a salary to live their life, and maybe they also like the motivation behind it or the purpose. But in the end, right, are they actually going to be working, right, just for the purpose? No, like if that was it, they would just run their own business, right? They need money. That's why they're there. They need a salary to pay their mortgage or whatever it happens to be. So yeah, like I think about it also very much from like a human to human standpoint. Whereas 5 years ago, it was not like that. Right? I just thought like, why are these like dumbasses not getting it done, right? Yeah, and that was not good.
I'm really interested. What is your content schedule looking like? And how do you said, I don't know if you said this, but it's like you got one core idea, then it gets like distributed across all platforms. You're on LinkedIn, Twitter, or X, Instagram, and you do mostly written content on Instagram, which is pretty
all written. Yeah, we actually don't really do any video content right now, except I'm just getting back on YouTube.
Not even any lifestyle posts? Have you seen that? Like, well, with your market, it's probably not that like important, like lifestyle posts.
Yeah,
they hate
B2C. Not really gonna convert.
B2C, that's like candy.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, no, they hate the light. Okay, so we, I basically do all written content because I found that through the written content, people that will actually, if you think about it, Reels autoplay. TikTok's autoplay, right? As you're scrolling, they're just playing. Whereas like when there's something that's written there, for them to actually read it, they have to actually like really stop and read it with their brain.
And also, you have like a caption as well, like, you know, you've got like the Instagram post and then caption is like the thing that they read and then the thing plays in the background.
Yeah, like I mean, if I'm honest, I literally deleted all social media off my phone, and so this one girl from my team, she just does all the posting and everything.
Really?
So I'm pretty sure she'll like repost some of the written into like Reels and stuff. It just hasn't been a big priority for us right now. So she'll write all the content. I did used to check it. I don't check it anymore. She just goes for it because based upon how the sales are looking, then she'll also up and down the volume of CTAs that there are. Like if we're on track with the KPIs or not, because basically if there's not enough sales like calls or DMs or whatever happening or leads signing up to an event, then she'll up the volume of CTAs based upon the baseline that we want to be hitting. And so then from there, she'll like basically take a piece of text and then format it for like the carousel, format it for LinkedIn, format it for Facebook Organic. Facebook Organic is crazy, by the way.
We've never done.
I actually do Facebook Organic.
Oh, you
I do actually quite a lot. Only thing I got is like that setting on Instagram is like also post on Facebook.
Oh yeah.
So every now and then my mom sees like my reels on Facebook.
Oh, that's so funny.
But yeah.
No guys, like Facebook Organic with professional mode turned on, I've grown my audience from nothing this time last year to 41,000 on Facebook.
Professional mode. Okay.
Yeah. And like I have this one client, he just texted me just now. He woke up to 4 million views on one of his written posts on Facebook overnight.
One of my friends' father is actually going viral on Facebook in South Africa.
Because you can go so viral.
Yeah, he's doing like fishing, but in Afrikaans, like in our native language.
I'm telling you, like,
dude, I'm not even joking. It's Stian's dad. Like, it's so funny.
But the resonance is now more important than like to go viral nowadays, you need to go niche.
So niche.
And also it's like people are looking at, especially because I mean we being in the organic space, I think people are, especially some of the people who've been in the game a bit longer, they are getting like these flashbacks from like the numbers that they were getting between 2020 and 2021, like in the COVID times. But
even 2017.
Right. The problem was like in that time, like everybody in COVID, everybody was forced to be on social media, right? So it's like everybody's numbers were like 3-4x, right? Now it's gonna obviously be a lot less. So it's a very interesting dynamic, and now you don't need to make have as big of a like as many views to have control over that audience, right? Or control's not the right word, but it's just an interesting dynamic to compare the times and the and how people look at the content and the stuff, and Anyways.
Yeah, well, there's so much that you can do just with like with written stuff because, yeah, especially on Facebook, it's going mega viral, like the written posts. Because what we found is that if you like have a hook with like 2 numbers in it, so like for example, like how I went from X to Y, and maybe it's like 250 pounds like body weight to like 180 pounds in 6 months or whatever. Some post like that hook just as like a little sort of like block of text on Facebook with then all your copy in the comments one by one, like that's like popping right now.
Really?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's very interesting. Yeah.
Did you always have written content?
Well, when I started on Instagram, there was no videos. Pretty much, I got really good at writing because it was all about the caption.
Oh,
because
that's crazy. No one uses caption now.
Yeah, because the graphics, if you posted a graphic back then, it used to basically get penalized because it looked like an ad. And so I got really good at writing to capture attention. And so ever since then, I just kind of stuck with it. Reels like a bit, but for me, it's just never been as high performing. But on my B2C clients, it works really well for them on Reels.
I feel like also a client that you get from written content is much better.
Yeah, because I think that they spend more time with you.
Yeah, like every single time when someone says like, oh, what was the biggest change in life? It's always a book. It's never a YouTube video or a podcast.
True.
Never. It's always a book because you're spending, I don't know, the reading is like, it does something to you. When you read, I don't know, you're more present or whatever, and you're spending more time with them as well.
And I think it's a type of person as well.
Like X is a different type of client to like
100%.
TikTok.
Because they're like, I think more intentional about it. Because as I said earlier, like the videos are auto playing now.
Yeah.
Whereas like when you stop on that written piece of content, you're putting your brain to work and you're really reading it. And then when you have a call to action, in my opinion, they're more likely to do it because they've actually consumed it.
Do you do like story sequences or what's like your main form of CTAs?
So on IG stories, we just do one story with a CTA there. That's it. Just one.
Oh wow, that's
and
cool.
you've tested like that's or just
Oh, I find that works way better than the story sequence because the way that the algorithm, like the Instagram stories algorithm, if your first story, like, how do I explain? Okay, so with Instagram stories, as there's more stories up there, the view drop off shows that there's a downward signal. Whereas if you just have one story and loads of people reply to that story,
I saw you only had one story today.
Yeah,
I was like,
it's a really high like upwards signal.
Yeah.
And so then, like for example, I've seen so many times like my clients who do this the first time, their story views that it would like 8 times increase.
Exact same thing.
Yeah.
Like I haven't tried the one story thing. I'm definitely gonna do that. But you know, like when I've done like a story sequence or I just posted some lifestyle stuff afterwards, like I noticed like the first story is like popping off.
Yeah.
Especially if you do it like after you haven't posted for like maybe 1-2 days.
Yeah.
And then you do the one.
Yeah.
It gets like
But if you just do one with a really good CTA, like I had this one guy, like this Danny, he's a videographer, this guy.
Yeah.
And basically I put this one story up for him and within 60 minutes, we got him a client for 21K.
What?
Yeah. Or you can do it after. I can post a story for you
actually,
and then...
I want to talk about that. You had a YouTube video that went pretty viral like a month ago. It was like fixing your Instagram account or something.
Yeah.
Like my Instagram is cooked. Like
it got banned?
No, not banned, but it's like it's this weird one where people follow me. I think it's because of like so much mass DMs we got because we were running a profile funnel and people were just like commenting mental everywhere. And it was just like
what is it, the profile funnel?
So basically we were running ads to our profile and like people follow. So it's just like the follows the CTA. But when people follow, it's like there's a pop-up that comes up that's like review of spams and stuff like that and like all this crazy stuff.
What?
It's not crazy, but it's like one pop-up and they have to click confirm to follow.
You guys are having some serious
it's
issues with your
I'm telling you, we're getting like, it's so crazy. And so and the problem with that was our main funnel for like 2 months. And so we were just like, okay, the funnel's doing so well, let's literally just 8x the ad spend. And as soon as, but it was also stupid, we should have gradually done it.
No, we don't have to. Like,
we don't have to, I guess.
Ads guy and he said it's fine.
Yeah, and but we literally 8x it like, and in that week, it's sort of like I think Meta thought there was like bots or something following Andre's account because it just went crazy.
Yeah.
And we had a thing in his bio, I think, that said DM the word arbitrage or something.
Yeah.
Which the setter then goes ahead but the problem is he also did a lot of outbounds as well, which was an issue.
Yeah.
He shouldn't have been doing outbounds. Apparently, if they start the conversation and then he continues on, that's seen as inbound. He can do as many as he wants. But any outbound where he needs to start the conversation, that's apparently an issue. So I don't know. Yeah,
it blocks you how many you can message. Yeah, is that what you're having right now?
Yeah. Well, I'm testing something new now where I'm not. So the reason I say that is because I can't post stories for another like week. I'm testing something where I'm removing all my links from my bio and not posting stories for 2 weeks. Someone said that worked for his account. Few people are getting it.
We spoke with someone from Meta and they just like said, we just need to let the account rest for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We did that.
We'll just say patience.
I'm like, we're making money through this. We can't be making. So that's actually how we ended up. And I think, this was just the way how you probably have to look at it, right? The good thing about this is that we are now being less reliant on just one form of acquisition, right? Or just one funnel. We are now testing one channel. We are testing the VSL funnel, which is actually performing really well. And so the beauty of this is now that we have this under control, when we do figure out what's happening on the profile funnel section, we can just put both of them on. And so, pretty interesting.
Damn, you guys are getting cooked on your accounts. That sucks.
Yeah, it does suck.
Yeah, but also, okay, so what I've noticed with these like DM funnels is like up until a certain point they're really good, but then they have to be a secondary thing. So for example, like for me, I remember like the max I ever hit on that was 300k a month, and then like a few months, and then after that, like you just can't, because either the setters get burnt out or the number of DMs that you can send gets blocked, or like some weird stuff happens to your Instagram. So like I think you guys probably just pump too much volume through there. But like
too quickly.
But also like I think it also depends what type of volume price point you're selling. You know what I mean? Like for example, like if you're selling something a higher ticket, I just haven't been able to crack it past 300k a month. Like it's just USD. I just cannot. And I think the reason is, for me, it's always been the setters. But I think AI can change this. That's what I'm convinced
that's
about.
like your game plan going forward now.
Well, we actually kind of like hard swang away from it, like pushing so much through there because I was also too worried about my Instagram account having an issue. So I diversified across the platforms. So now we're like essentially running the same process on like Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. And anymore? No, that's
YouTube?
it. Yeah, and then what we do is we grab all their emails, right, and we get them to opt into something, and then that's every quarter we're now running this event. We were running the event every month, it's too much. Now we're running that every quarter, and then everyone that doesn't like buy through the DMs or whatever, you have an opportunity to like nurture them there.
Okay. And did you, so you don't lead with like the event once a quarter, like it's hard on market, like just, you don't sell anything like Iman, he doesn't sell anything for like a quarter and then he just does a big event or something.
Well, he does sell stuff in between, but it's like higher caliber stuff, right?
Okay.
So like I don't have that like biz op type of thing, you know? And so for me, I'm just always selling. It's fine.
Okay.
I'm not worried about it. It's just, I think that different people buy in different ways. Like, especially my audience, like you wouldn't think that business owners of that caliber would watch events, but they do. They actually do, because they watch mine and they buy from there. Like I see it happens, you know? And so people always tell me like, you know, you can't sell on DMs. I'm like, well, yeah, you can, because I do it. People tell me you can't sell B2B offers on events. Well, obviously I can, because I do it. And so like, I think people just like take this kind of blanket statement and make an assumption that you cannot do it, but you don't know until you try. You really just don't. You know what I mean? Like there are certain things, okay, if like by the laws of gravity or by nature, right, the universe, okay, there are some things that you just can't do, of course, okay, you can't jump out of a building, you're gonna get smashed. But in marketing, you can pretty much test anything. And it's very surprising, like what sometimes things work, right? And sometimes they just don't. And usually the bottleneck is us. Like us as the entrepreneur. You know what I mean?
Our level of knowledge.
Our level of knowledge or our level of like tolerance. Like for example, with me, with like this Instagram DM thing, right? Like probably the reason I can't scale past a certain level, maybe because I never ran ads into the DMs. Didn't even think about that, right? Maybe that's something that I should test. Or maybe it's also because like I'm just not willing to tolerate having all these setters on my team.
Yeah.
How many, like did you have like more than one setter?
Yeah. Back then I had like, for sure at least 5.
They're working all on your main account.
Oh.
And you had no problems with Instagram?
Dude, I guess I wore my account like crazy because I used to be on there like 4 hours a day, like 10 years ago, just DMing with people, just for fun.
Wow.
Right? And so, yeah, so was it DMing? I think it was even commenting. I don't even know if they had DMs back then. I can't remember. But yeah, like basically, I think I just wore my account so much, you know? So then, so like then those issues that I run into now will be more like someone logs in from an account and then you get a flag on the account because they're in another, like that's what was happening to me back then.
Okay.
Yeah.
We had something where we had like 15 setters or something.
But no, so we've tested, like this is the one thing that we aren't scared of testing new things.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, well, you sometimes make some stupid decisions, right?
Of course, but you have to learn.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. Sorry, continue on this.
Yeah, so we had like, was it 15?
It was, you're 14 now.
Yeah, so when you type in Andrekun on Instagram, there's like 14 accounts. So we had like, this is the opposite of a warmed up account.
Yeah, it was literally like, a brand new account.
Like Andrekun 14, Andrekun Dash. Like, we had like 10 accounts and they were all doing like, well, we were saying do 100. But like, obviously, you need to warm up the accounts. Like, we thought, okay, if we do 100 DMs for each account, it's like 1,000, whatever. And we're gonna get clients.
We made every mistake possible when we went live with that thing. So we created 14 accounts, and the math was, well, I mean, we were probably watching an Alex Mosey video, which is like, just do more, right? And it's like, let's just do more, and so we would like get 40 people, it's 100 a day, that's 1,400 a day, we're doing all this math and conversion rate, you're like,
100K a month, 2 months.
We can't wait, we did so good. And then after the first day, like all the accounts got banned. It's just like, because like you need to warm up the account and like the content of the people, like it was just an absolute mess. And so fast forward like 2 months doing that, it was just so much hell, we couldn't figure it out. We ended up buying like 14 different warmed up accounts already that we bought from like a very shady site. And they were just like, yeah, okay, this is just too much. So we just let go everybody. We kept the one guy that's still part of the team actually. And he's an absolute killer. But he's doing so much better work than every single one of those previous people combined. It's just, you know, he's so, and that might be coming back to what you were saying previously, right? Like he's just, I let him just do his thing. I'm very big on, I need to see the response, like what did you do? And the KPIs thing, I'm not as like, I should maybe look at incorporating something specific on it. But I do have a daily and a weekly report.
That's good.
And that's been doing really good with him,
Well, KPIs are so important because people like to know if they're winning or not. And the A players, they want to win. And so with your team, if you can give them KPIs that they can actually hit, they're going to be really happy about that because they like to know whether they're actually winning or losing. Because if they're losing, they're going to say to you, hey, like I'm struggling with this. What can I do to get better? Or like, do you have any training that you can give me? As long as you let them know that training is available to them, right? And so I just always make sure that my team knows like, yeah, they can get training whenever they need. I'll buy them any courses they need, like anything, no worries. Like the goal is the KPI, like we have to hit that. That's really what we're going after here. And like, yeah, it's really interesting because if someone doesn't like it, then they're obviously not someone that wants to be a winner. And I just won't tolerate that on my team.
You've really taken like the 80-20, you know the book 80-20 Your Life or 80-20 Principle? You've taken that to the business world and like basically, and with AI agents, I feel like it's gonna be insane.
It's already insane. It's already crazy. I mean, there's just so like, it's wild. It's stuff that you used to just have like full-time people for. You just don't even need it.
Do you think anyone can do it? Like anyone can become like an entrepreneur? I feel like everyone is already an entrepreneur. You know, like entrepreneurship is like modern day survival in a sense. You know, it doesn't matter how you get it, you're getting the resources to get food. But like, do you think anyone can become like an entrepreneur?
Like a business owner?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't think that everyone should be a business owner. Because I think that like, it is gonna require you to actually put your mind to work and to like really focus and go for something. And people around you aren't gonna get it either. And so what I've noticed is like, I've worked with many people who are at like the earlier stages before like entrepreneurs, right? And like I was doing that a lot more like in the past. And the reason why I stopped working with like those types of people is because you can give two people the same strategy. One person goes on and becomes a millionaire. Like I have helped people, so many people become multiple millionaires, and it's like the most rewarding thing for me in the world. Like I love doing that because those people, they take it, they implement it, they go for it, and like maybe their mind will get in their way sometimes, but then they do the personal development to prevent that from happening. Whereas the other person gets the same strategy and they complain, say your program was a scam and it ripped me off. Same thing. They got the same information, right? So what's the difference?
The person,
right? It's you. And so like, I think this person over here that doesn't make it because they haven't done the work on themselves, or they're not willing to do the work. And maybe, I don't know why, right? I'm not going to judge them for that. But it's just like, maybe they've got some childhood trauma they haven't worked on, right? Like maybe they were rejected when they were like 7 years old from some soccer camp or something, and they never got over it. And so now anytime they're rejected, right, that triggers that response, and then they don't do sales, right?
Well, they sabotage themselves. Yeah.
Exactly. I don't know what it could be, but it could be something. And so I think like, if you don't work on yourself, like I think number one most important thing as an entrepreneur is always doing that daily work on yourself. Like that's why I think you guys probably see it too. Like there's so many people that have actually done like really well in sports, or like they've been really into like gym and fitness, who then they apply that same like type of mindset over to business, they do really, really well, right? Because you have to work on yourself to do those things. You're already showing up and doing the most important job of the entrepreneur, which is working on yourself. Like I'm spending so much time always like regulating my nervous system, like meditating, going to the gym, going for a walk, like spending time thinking, journaling. Why? Because you have to.
Everything is work.
Yeah, right? Everything can be personal development too.
Yeah.
But like, so to answer your question, I think that if someone isn't willing to do that stuff, right? And they just want to like consume content all day. And like, there's these people who are like entrepreneurs, and they'll watch YouTube videos, they'll sign up to courses, right? Like they'll start on stuff and they'll never follow through, right? That's not an entrepreneur. Those people aren't going to be successful because they don't actually do the thing, which is the definition of an entrepreneur, which is taking on a financial risk in order to get a financial outcome.
Jim Rohn has this amazing quote. It's like, traditional education, or like the formal education system, will make you a living, but self-education will make you a fortune.
Yeah.
It's just self-education at the end of the day. Like that's all you need. And in school, when you got like a bad mark, you think your life's over.
Yeah.
Because number one, that's like the worst thing you've ever experienced because you're so young. But when you're older, it's like, you've seen this countless times. But also, that kind of like destroys people. They think, oh, I didn't do good in school, I can now not be successful. But that marks in school literally. Like I've done 1,000 sales calls, not one person asked my degree or how much I got in matric. It literally doesn't matter. And we thought in school it's like everything.
It's everything,
but it's actually nothing. It's not that important. Like I would say, like fitness and like even sports is more important. Like that dedication and that getting up and doing the work when you don't feel like it. That is more important than like IQ. And like how well you did in school.
Yeah, I think your drive, or like the amount of hunger you have for life is so important. Like, with the school marks, like I wasn't someone who did good at school. I really liked the other stuff of school, right? Like the cheerleader stuff and sports and all that. Like I like doing that, but the school, the education stuff, I just hated. It was just not interesting to me. I hated it. I was like, do I just struggle learning? Do I have ADHD, right? Do I have a problem, a medical thing? And then I picked up, I'm never going to be rich and wealthy,
Yeah.
And then I picked up a book that was really fascinating. Back in that time, it was like The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari, Robin Sharma. That book sort of got me into the self-improvement space. And
Crazy.
One thing led to another, and then it was actually me wanting to prove that I can become great while being terrible at, studying. That increased my drive.
That's me as well. That's what I said.
Yeah.
What is it? Like chip on shoulder puts chips in pocket.
You said that way, Alex.
I don't know, but it's true.
Yeah.
So what was like the books that got you into, or like was it a book or was it?
I picked up How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Oh, really? The first book?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think I was 16 actually, and I remember I was on a cruise and had a Kindle, and I remember I read like the first 5 pages, and it said, always ask other people more things about them than yourself, and remember their name. Those were the 2 things I remember, and then I closed the book because I wanted to go and like, I don't know, drink vodka or something, because back then I was like a bit of a party girl when I was like 16, and I never read the full book until like 4 years later. But I'm so glad, because what I learned just on those couple of pages, like it made me so many connections. Like
you took action. You took that literally.
No, you're just like, okay, cool, let's go. Close the book, taking action.
No, because I hated reading. That's the thing.
Same.
I honestly, even now, I have to be honest, I don't like reading. I listen to audiobooks.
Okay.
I just sitting down to read, like I was never good at reading at school. And so I think even since then, like because I I was going so red when they asked me to read the pages in the class.
Yeah.
And so ever since then, I got put off. I got put off reading. Yeah, because of that.
Okay.
Straight up, like because I would get so embarrassed because I didn't want to mess up the words in front of like these 20 people in my class or whatever. So stupid. Yeah, but that was the first one. That, and then from there, I mean, I got to listen to so many.
Think you got rich, really.
Yeah. Just
Always do that.
I went through a phase of just like over consuming.
Yeah.
Now I told you I'm like on a zero
awesome.
information diet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
When you said that, I'm like, diet. So you're eating nothing?
Ah!
I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, because I realized like I don't need any more info right now. I just need to implement.
That's really cool. Josh Lyons spoke about that, especially like when we went from. I think he went from 0 to 100K a month in commissions as a closer in 18 months.
Yeah.
And in that time, he was really into reading and improving and self-improvement courses and stuff before that. And when he started as a closer in those 18 months, he didn't do anything else but study his course, like his because like in that time, he didn't need any other information, right? There's no like stuff about meditation. Like he was learning so much from just seeing what he's doing wrong on that specific, and that's also a good way to look at things. It's not always like in 2 hours you need to read a day, then 2 hours you need to meditate, and then, it's not,
Watch the game tape.
You watch the game tape. So what are some things that you are excited for in the future with your business and looking forward to?
Yeah, I think the opportunity now with like actually having freedom as an entrepreneur. Because
that's really how we started in the first place.
We get started and then we build stuff, we hire people, we do it wrong, and then we're working all the time.
And then you kind of bought like a prison for yourself in a sense, like a golden prison.
100%. And so I think like for me, I honestly spent the last like 5 years like super complacent because I achieved all my goals and I couldn't really figure out what do I actually really want to do next, because everything continued to happen quite organically, which was fine, but I wasn't putting any intentionality behind it. And so you kind of get ideas about what your goals are from what other people's goals are, but I realized like those are not my goals. And so I'm still trying to figure it out right now, to be fair, like to be 100% honest. I realized though for me, doing something which like actually makes me feel like some sense of like, yeah, like that was like sick work. Like I like that feeling. I like that feeling. I also like the feeling of like, I get this like dopamine feeling when you do like a launch or something. I actually really like those things. I didn't know that about myself before because I was always like bogged down with like management and stuff. And so then like, I also try and think, okay, do I actually really care about like, do I actually really care about like helping people, or am I just like virtue signaling? And I realized for me like, no, I actually care about that because that was why I started in the beginning.
Yeah, like the beginning was just like free value.
Yeah.
Just connecting with people.
It was first connecting with people, and then it was like actual free value. Yeah. And I actually prefer working on like the free value stuff more than any other parts of the business. So I'm just trying to figure out like, how can I spend more time doing that in a way that's actually like sick? Like it's actually like sick content. Like it's good, it's helpful, it's valuable. And then I can like lead people there to do like some launches. Like that's what I like to do. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure it out. But with AI, like I'm having more time to think about it, which I didn't have before.
I think we're kind of going back to like the more Charles Darwin age, where it's like with the technology, the entire purpose of it was essentially to free up time, but now everyone's just working all the time. Like
or scrolling. Right? Like I look at people
either creating or consuming.
How they're just always on their phone, just like scrolling all the time. Right, and so me, that's why I deleted all the apps, because I don't want to like even just accidentally get in that
about that,
habit.
I'm getting like anxiety, like about to delete all apps.
You should, but it depends if you need it for business, right?
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm talking about with business wise.
Yeah. Because if you have someone who's managing it for you, you don't need it.
If you're just consuming, I have no idea why you have social media.
No, I don't get it.
And
I realized that the only reason I'm on it is for business.
Yeah.
Because I don't miss it. My life is significantly better since I deleted social media from my phone.
Everyone says that.
I'm so much less anxious.
I'm actually very envy. Like that's the one thing building I really believe a personal brand is extremely important. But the one thing that's tough about that is you always posting. You're always
someone can do that for you.
You don't need to do it. AI studies the frameworks. Like for example, you got like. The way to never need social media on your phone is you have Claude. So like you use Claude, which is
Claude is best.
AI tool.
Yeah.
You have Claude styles, which are basically the styles in which you want your content to be formatted at.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
You use styles, right? And then you train someone on how to use the styles and the topics that you want to speak about. You have a Claude project that's trained on your knowledge. detailed, like really, really detailed. And then from there, you don't need to, because you show them how to actually do the posting, how to format it the right way that's going to get the most reach, and then problem solved. You don't need social media on your phone.
Charlie doesn't have social media on his phone.
Who's Charlie?
Morgan.
Ah, yeah, right, it makes sense.
Company, no,
I believe it, yeah.
no social media.
Yeah,
and he says like, do it. I'm like, no. So like everyone who says it and like goes through it, you know, says the best thing ever.
Yeah, I'm
So,
honestly
like,
shocked for me that I'm one of these people, because again, for years, every day I was like manually posting myself, but it's so liberating.
Yeah, I'm not gonna outsource that in ASAP.
Yeah, that's.
But even in the times we're living in at the moment, it's like, it is uncertain.
But it's also like everything we learn is on there, right? Well,
No, I'm talking more about like AI and technology and stuff like that. It is uncertain time. So like what you said is like, you don't know exactly what you're going to do.
Yeah.
That is why, you know, it's not as smartest or the strongest who survive. Like smartest, literally smartest in school. Like it doesn't matter. It's the most adaptable.
Adaptable.
Especially now.
That's so weird. I was talking about this with someone yesterday. That's so weird. Yeah.
It's just adaptable. Like that's it.
And most of my friends are sort of like these AI guys, right? Like they have AI channels and all this stuff, and like they were running AI SaaS companies and everything. They just stopped it, and they just moved into like selling info because of exactly that.
Oh,
because everything can change. Yeah, because one integration.
One update away from your time.
No, like I'm straight up serious. That's what they realized. Yeah, so now they just sell info and they just print.
So you need to get into info. But to get into info, you need to have expertise.
You should do an agency first, 100%.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did.
It's the same, like.
You have to do either one-on-one coaching if you're like a fitness person, or if you're like not, because fitness is, or dating or whatever. Because you shouldn't go straight into like one-on-one business coaching, please. Oh my god, that's really bad. Or have an agency. Like in my opinion, those are like, because then you've got like health, wealth. What's the third one?
Happiness.
Health, wealth, and love, right? Health, wealth, and love. Yeah. And so like, for example, like the health one would be like fitness, wealth is like agency, and then love is like dating coaching or relationship coaching.
It's like trying to start like a dating program without getting on dates. It's like,
it's super weird, right?
You can't sell info. Like for example, it can be something else. It can be like there's someone, I think Sam Ovens constantly mentions this example. It's like a knitting community. She's making like $17,000 a month.
Yeah.
She's got like expertise in knitting. Obviously, she doesn't have to start an agency, but like you need some expertise in a field before you can start
100%.
selling.
But she probably had a massive audience. Like I have I have one client that does like dog medicine.
Wow.
Like,
wow.
She does info, yeah.
No way.
And supplements.
That's niche.
But she's got a big audience. That's the thing. That's why it works.
With that.
Guys, it's a big market. It's like there's actually like some really weird big markets, but it's very hard to be like making a lot of money in those spaces unless you have a big audience.
I'm very fascinated.
It's not high ticket.
I see.
I'm very fascinated about different communities and interests and niche, like what Sam is doing. I really enjoy building out on there, but like looking at all the different like funny niches and stuff, like it's so cool. Then you see how into it everybody is, and it's I love this space so much. And it's if you want to build a great info product, right, like if that is the goal and to make good money from it, well then it makes sense to understand what you are actually teaching people. And so like fucking do the thing first, right? Like just do it for
so true.
But anyways, it was lovely having you on and having this conversation. I think people's going to learn a lot from this. Where can people find you? We'll link everything down below. But you just want to tell the people where they can find you.
Yeah, so I'm back on YouTube now, Lauren Tickner, and I also do a lot of this on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. Me personally though,
TikTok?
I don't do TikTok.
Okay.
No. Me personally, the one I actually log into is Facebook.
Okay.
Oh.
Ads.
That's the culprit.
Yeah, that's the one. That's where you can actually get me. No, I have newsfeed eradicator.
Oh, same.
And only on my laptop.
Okay.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well,
You won't find me scrolling. Cheers, guys. That was fun.
Thank you.
Thank you.